the change in the way we produce, we consume, the change in the way we basically live.
Before we can understand the circular economy, well, it helps to define the linear economy. Most organizations today operate in the linear economy, which is based on a take, make, and dispose model. So, for example, a light bulb company takes resources, like glass or metal, to manufacture its products. The company makes the bulb and sells it to a customer like me who uses it. Once the light bulb burns out, I dispose of it. It's likely neither the company nor I will ever see that light bulb again. For a light bulb company to make money in the linear economy, it tries to buy materials for the lowest cost possible and to sell as many bulbs as possible. This model operates as if there are infinite resources, like glass or metal, in the world. But you and I know that's not the case. That's why the circular economy treats materials like they're finite. A company in the circular economy doesn't just recycle products, but maintains ownership of them all along. So the model looks more like this: make, use, and return.
But basically the story which I would like to share with you, it's a different story. It's a story of a concerned citizen. It's a story of a father of two for whom I would like that they would have a bright future. It's a story of an economist, and it's also a story of somebody who happened to be Commissioner for Environment in the European Union. I would like that you would basically live after my speech with only one thing in mind. The change, it's unavoidable. One side are environmental arguments, and these are the arguments which are easier to understand, but not easy to hear. Saying human population growth and per capita consumption rate underlie all of the other present drivers for global change. So, population growth and per capita consumption. Let me talk first about the population growth. I'm pretty sure that you have all heard that before the mid of the century, we will be 9 billion on the planet. That we are living in the world of limited resources. Fresh water, oceans, land, soil, clean air, raw materials, biodiversity, ecosystems, fuel, all of that, it's limited. There are estimates that if we continue like we are living now, we will need, by 2050, 3 times more resources than we are using today. 70% more of food, feed, and fiber than we are using today. We will be 2030, 40% short of drinking water if we continue like we are living today. We cannot go on like that. That has nothing to do with soft economic laws, but it has to do a lot with the hard laws of physics. So we need to change. We need to change the way we produce, the way we consume, and basically the way we live. The conclusion to which you can arrive, it's simple. Producing the products using less energy, less water, less raw materials, producing the products which are reusable, recyclable, makes economic sense. That's why the conclusion that we need to change the way we produce, the way we consume, the way we actually live, it's a logical conclusion. Ask the best players on the field, do they want to have a good referee? And do they want to have clear rules of the game? This is basically regulation. Only if you have a good referee and clear rules of the game, the best players are really the best players. Otherwise, you have a chaos on the field, and the one who prevails on the field is the most aggressive. And that's exactly what is happening today to our markets. And that's why we need a good regulation. That's why we need to send markets into the right direction. Because human imagination has no limits. But you have to send it into the right direction. You need to have right policy signals. Products are also important. Whenever you design the product, you already make the destiny of that product. If you design it in a way that it cannot be reused and recycled, you will never reuse it and recycle. 400 eco-labels globally. 48% of population does not believe anymore to the logos which products are environmentally friendly. And which you will hear a lot. Why? Because they mean benefits for environmental preservation, but they are also major opportunities for the future economic development. Not today deal too much with environmental questions is because these are belonging to the future, while we should focus on short-term questions. That's illusion. Everything what I'm telling you, it's here and now. If we don't address it, that's the recipe for the future crisis, which will be deeper and much more difficult than the crisis we are living through. But there is one fundamental problem which we have with short and long-termism. That is that a lot of our decisions are basically based on short-term logic. Tell me one name of a politician whom we have re-elected because she or he was thinking long-term. So yes, you can simply not manage the 21st century with short-termism anymore in mind. Environmental protection, it's not an obstacle to economic growth. That's an argument which I'm constantly hearing. It is just the opposite. Ignoring the environmental problems which we are seeing today, it's the best way how we will limit potential development in the future. If there is anything from which we can learn, it's absolutely nature. Because nature, it's the biggest and the best circular economy. It's the millions of years of adaptation, of accommodation. It's the system in which everything has a purpose and nothing is lost. We belong to the nature, and that's why we have to behave like we are part of the nature. As humans to be intelligent, we haven't yet proven that we are. That's still ahead of us. So, yes. The change, ladies and gentlemen, is unavoidable. And it will come, if we like it or not. It is better that we prepare for that. Thank you for listening to me.